Welcome into episode number 190 of The Voice Behind the Voice. I'm Sean Aronson, the TV and radio broadcaster for the St. Paul Saints, an independent minor league baseball team in the Twin Cities. A couple of things have gone on since the last time we spoke. Nothing major, of course, as we get closer and closer to the baseball season and we start to transition to that. But a couple of things that I did over the weekend. The first, I think I've been to Hobby Lobby one time in my life, and that was when I was in California and my sister took me there. But I'm looking for, photos or paintings or things that I can put on my wall. I mean, it was massive overload walking into Hobby Lobby. One other time in my life, and it's like walking into like a Walmart and, just walking up and down the aisles, and they've got everything there. It was just such overload, but I was able to buy a couple of things that I appreciated, and one was for my office. There was a nice little baseball. I don't know what it is. Not even a photograph. It's got words, and it's got the diamond. It shows you how far the pitcher's mound is to home plate, how big a bat is. Stitches on a ball. Just kind of a cool little thing that I'll put up in my office. And then I was looking for a map for my guest bedroom, because the motif of the guest bedroom is travel, and so I found a map that I really liked, kind of on this like burlap type background that rolls down, and is the map of the world. So I think that might be one of the final touches to that guest bedroom. The other thing that I did this weekend, only the third time that I've ever done this. A lot of things that I've never done a lot of that I did this weekend. But I did an escape room. For people out there who have never done an escape room, I highly, highly recommend it. The first time I ever did it was 2 or 3 years ago now, when all of our teams get together, and I probably talked about this when we went out to New York, and this was, again, 2 or 3 years ago now, and that was the first time I had ever done an escape room. The second time I did it was back in December when I was home in California, and then I did one over the weekend. I think I'm hooked. Like I want to do more of these. I thoroughly enjoy doing things like that test your brain power to see how smart you may or may not actually be. Like I enjoy going to trivia and trying to get like questions that nobody else knows. And when it comes to trivia, trust me, I am so far down the totem pole on teams that I'm usually on in terms of answering questions. But you just like to see kind of where you stand. And escape rooms are that way too. Seriously, I spent the whole day afterwards thinking about, the different clues and how we could have been faster and just everything that went on. Did not get out, by the way. And so, which of course leaves you a little bit sour taste in your mouth, but it was a casino type themed room. So it was kind of down my alley. But it was a lot of fun, and really makes me want to do more just to see kind of where I stand. But if you've never done one, I highly, highly recommend doing an escape room. With that said, let's get to episode number 190. It is Craig Ackerman of the Houston Rockets. Met him at the hotel where the team was staying at, in an area that I usually sit. You're going to be able to hear the music from up above. There were a few other people in the room, and that's why I didn't ask them to turn the music down. Usually when I go to the hotel where the NBA teams stay at, I usually ask them to turn the music down, but I think there was a couple of other groups back there, and so I didn't want to be rude to them. And this conversation takes a few different angles. We actually talk a lot about Craig's background. I apologize right off the bat. He was one of those guys that I couldn't find a ton on, so I apologized to him. And yet we spoke for a little over an hour. And I don't often talk about the industry as a whole with broadcasters, but Craig and I get into it a little bit on our philosophies on different things. So again, we talk a lot about his career, but a little bit about the industry. And I know there are people out there that are obviously in the industry that listen to this podcast, so I think you'll find it interesting. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, you can do so wherever you get your podcast, and be sure to rate us and follow us on social media. Twitter at The Voice BTV, Facebook, facebook.com/TheVoiceBTV, and you can always email me, thevoicebtv@gmail.com. All right, let's get to it. Episode number 190 with Craig Ackerman of the Houston Rockets. JW, you ever been to Hobby Lobby? Can you help me dress up my house a little bit? Roll the open.
I either wanted to be a veterinarian or a doctor until I hit advanced chemistry and calculus, and I was like, hey, this stuff ain't for me. And when I was playing as a freshman at Tarleton State University, which is an NAIA school in Stephenville, Texas, which is about an hour and a half southwest of Fort Worth, our games were on the radio, and I was captivated by that. I thought that was the most amazing thing. I don't think anybody was listening, but I thought it was the most amazing thing, and that's when I really started thinking about, well, if I didn't want to go into medicine, I love sports, I love talking, and again, flashing forward, Sam Houston had a great RTV program. I could marry the two of them. My initial intentions were try to walk on my 5th year at Sam, but then I realized, you know what? Baseball's not carrying me anywhere past this. I should concentrate on the whole broadcast thing, and that was the best decision of my life.